Hello, everyone. Greetings. It's Friday. And we are Dishonored. The boldest measures are the safest. What do you make of that? How's everyone's week been? Oh, feels good to be here. Last night was a little rough. If you were here last night, you probably know just how rough that was. You had to say coffee, didn't you? I know you said you're going to make tea. Densa says going to make tea because I can't drink coffee. Well, you know what effect that has on me? I need to make coffee now. Yeah. Alright. Let me start that. Sea Star, hello. So who's a fan of Dishonored? Rough, were you tired? I was tired of Undertale. I was quite tired of Undertale. Is Dishonored graphics intensive? Not really. It has... A lot of people relate it to the Skyrim graphical style, which is half true. It has similarities. It almost looks a little bit... Cell-shaded is not accurate, but compared to Skyrim, elements of it feel a little cell-shaded. Who could describe that better? I'm sure someone can. It's dreary. One of the things that I had trouble with the first time I tried to play this is that it is pretty dark. Pretty dark and dreary. It does fit. But what's up, Doc? Doc Henson, how are you doing today?
The Iceman cometh.
And the Iceman huggeth. I think the sound levels should be a little better today. Had to mess with some of that yesterday. Let me know how the sound is when we get started. It might seem a little low on the menu, but it was really loud on the intro screen before I started streaming, so we'll see. Is this in hype of Dishonored 2? It's just because I like Dishonored. I'm excited for Dishonored 2, but it's not a fixed thing. Hey, Richie. There's the sound of coffee. Whoa, now. There's the sound of coffee that I wanted to hear. All right, bits and pieces in place. Coffee's almost done. If you've played this game a bunch, I've played through it once on normal. I was thinking about playing it on hard. Not the hardest setting, but just playing it on hard. How much harder is the hard setting? Does anyone know? Think that's a good idea? Is it going to improve our experience? Or is it going to go the other way? What do you think? You hope Dishonored 2 has better response on the blink and on the choking. Sometimes they don't respond even when you have prompts. Well, I'm going to have to relearn the game a little bit. I mean, I remember a good portion of it, but every time I replay a game, I'm going to have to relearn a bit, controls, and get used to the mechanics again. You're a fan now, Densa, now that you've been playing it a bit? Richie, it's noticeably harder. Okay. As an extension of that, since it is my second playthrough, do you think... I'm not going to put it on you, you know, if I screw it up, but do you think that's a good idea? Should I try it on hard? Easy, normal, hard. Stealth and combat are moderately difficult. Default enemy damage, potion effectiveness. Hard. Enemies inflict increased damage and are more perceptive. So the stealth would be a little trickier. Healing will be more important. Say do it. I'm assuming it can be turned down, but you know, I don't like to turn it down if we commit to it. I'm not going to want to turn it down. We are all in this together. Don't do very hard. Yeah, I'm not going to do very hard. Just hard will be enough. Perfect. No, I wasn't hoping to take it all the way. Let's just see what it says. Brutal experience for hardcore gamers. Enemies inflict extreme damage. Keen perceptions and potions are less effective. Doesn't mention the potions on hard, so maybe potions are still just as effective on hard. Okay. Okie dokie. Just the brightness until you can barely see the darkest symbol. we need something that works for everybody. So I don't want to go too dark. I can see them all fine. I mean, I could turn it down here and still see the darkest symbol, but I'm guessing that won't be the case for everyone. Thinking default brightness might be a little high on my end. Should be good balance for everybody. It is a dark game. Too bright for you. But you gotta understand, Parahelians, we're talking about everybody. I can't turn it all the way up to satisfy someone's need for darkness, or, you know, all the way down because it's too bright for someone. We need a balance. So I'm thinking something in the middle. I don't like raising the brightness because it gets washed out, of course, messing with the gamma. City, what's happening? Buonasera from Italy. Greetings. It looks fine to you, just below the default. Fine to you, looks good here. It is a dark game, so if we go with the low end, it's gonna be, things are gonna disappear for people, and if we go too high, it will wash out. So let's try it here. We can adjust it. Thank you for all the feedback, Parahelians. If it's a little bright for you, I'm sorry. You can probably adjust the brightness on your screen, whether it's a TV or a PC monitor. Unless it's a mobile device, and then you'll have limited options. Creating a new game will overwrite previous autosaves. Oh yeah. Returning home, the Dunwall Tower. Good look at that place. You have just returned from a journey of several months, visiting the other nations in the Empire to ask for aid in dealing with the rat plague. You must deliver their diplomatic response to the Empress, whom you serve as Lord Protector.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send, so that you could remain near. But there is no one else, and the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you. The plague has taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace. Emily and I will count the days.
Fantastica, hello.
Return. Hurry home and bring good news.
Brenhaven River. The art style in this game grew on me, but it took a while.
Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
Voices seem a little low here.
Bad news. Sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
Superstition. For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well, this was important. We need help with the rat plague. Ho there! We're going up. Seal, ready. Turning on the pipes. And she's rising.
So the entrance is all the way up there.
Oh, at last.
This entire city is very wet. Not only surrounded by water, but it's very wet. Alaskan, what's happening?
The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
Thank you very much for retweeting the stream, Alaskan. It's much appreciated. Good to see you.
Corvo, she's waiting. You should go see the Empress.
She's waiting. Well, she can wait a little while longer. For all the longer she waits, the longer she... Never mind. Looking around a little bit. So you notice we've got one of those tiny little reticles in the middle. Certainly don't have a full set of controls yet, but we can kind of run. It is first person. It is first person. So if you have any trouble with FPS games, it's not really a shooter, but it is first person. So hopefully that doesn't make anyone feel too ill. I know that's not for everyone. But there is no third person view.
Her Majesty is waiting in the pavilion. Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back! Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait! Let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master.
Okay, go on.
Okay, here we go. While you were gone, Mother seemed very sad. I think she missed you. Let's go! Come on!
Pro Scion, what's happening? Yes, playing with an Xbox One controller. Just got the receiver in the middle of the Deadpool stream. My new receiver came.
Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide.
B to enter stealth. Stay behind cover to break line of sight. While sneaking, your footsteps are muffled. Anything up here? No good places to hide up there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I come.
You're in love with Tally, City. Sweetest and cutest alien chick ever. You and about 1 million people. I mean, I love Tali too. Liara's kind of got my heart in Mass Effect, and she probably always will. However, Tali is just fantastic. Maybe, but I don't like playing keyboard and mouse anymore. Spent enough years doing that, caused myself a great deal of pain, and to this day, my body remembers that pain, and I get back to that pain very quickly. A lot of discomfort from extended keyboard and mouse plays. How you doing, Darth? Welcome. By holding Y and then pressing left or right, you can lean around corners, allowing you to look without being seen by enemies. Theory.
Let's see if
Oh,
I see you.
yeah.
Did you really think you could hide there?
I was tilting,
Let's play one last
but I
round.
wasn't holding down Y when I tilted back, and so he stood up. Okay, one more time, Emily. One more time.
Okay, and find a better hiding place this time.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the hiding place, Emily.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I come.
Can I lean back? I'm gonna risk screwing this up again, but I wanna. Can I go back to a neutral, non-leaning position?
Here.
Can't really. Once you've leaned, you keep leaning. It seems. I don't remember that, but and it kind of holds the lean. I'm not holding any buttons now. Once I've tilted, just sort of stay there.
What about here?
Can I make the game a bit louder? Yes, I was thinking it's kind of quiet too. I turned it down because the intro was so loud before starting the stream, but many of you probably know that always happens. Intro splash screens are so damn loud. Let's see. It helps some. That should help a little more. Let me know if that's good. Joe Rosen, hello. They put a lean on your lean. I heard you like leans.
Follow me, Corvo. Corvo, if you won't marry my mother, would you marry me?
Oh, Emily.
Welcome home, Lord Protector. Stop moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been. They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid. A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, High Overseer Campbell.
Campbell. High Overseer Campbell. Important character.
I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell.
Painting looks
Did you
like
see
Campbell,
any
Emily.
multiple
What's wrong with
travelers
you?
to the other isles? My nanny says the big ocean is full of them. But I think she only said
You saw my improvements to the waterlock. I'm sure the Empress is eager to see you. Eh, Corvo?
All right, Sokolov. Yes, Sokolov. Sokolov. Name might be familiar to people.
She'll see you at once. Good to have you back, sir.
Everyone's so happy to see Corvo. Corvo's an important guy here. Everybody respects Corvo.
climb up to the
It's
roof.
been good traveling with you, Corvo.
Good guy, Corvo.
Hello, my lord.
They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that question, Your Majesty.
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily. Leave us, please.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
It's actually up here, Beady Gray. I end up cutting off circulation. I get a lot of neck pain. Although eventually I lose circulation to a couple fingers.
Full of surprises, as usual.
Yeah, I get locked in like this, and you know, this is what ends up happening. I may not look like this when I'm playing, but that's the
Follow
result.
me, Captain.
Spend too long in a
You should
keyboard and
leave
mouse
them
stance with my
alone.
hands locked on. I end up with claw grips and tension up here. Empress Jessamine and Lady Emily.
Later, will you show me that Tivian chokehold like you promised? I won't tell Mother.
You won't tell Mother, who's standing right next to you, that I'm going to teach you a chokehold? Right, girl.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me. What news have you brought?
Bad news, I'm afraid, Empress.
I hope
Lord
that one of the
Protector
other cities
Corvo.
had dealt with this before, knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a
I have
graveyard.
detected a signal embedded in the static.
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't
Cool,
worry,
Lavelli.
darling. Mother is fine.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard.
Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here.
Attack with the right trigger, the right hand. Left hand if you have a weapon or a power equipped. Press and hold. Bumper to block. Perfect timing will put the enemies off balance and open them up to a lethal counterattack.
Emily, get behind me! Look out! Another one! Corvo, thank you. If you hadn't been here... No more! Not
Another
again.
from Finland. Awesome.
No! Get away from her!
You're not the only one in Finland. Almost a neighbor. Oh god. Bye-bye, Emily. Bye-bye, mystery man.
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one who'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
Ward us all. Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress.
No!
What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Her own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Take him.
6 months have passed since you were accused by the royal spy master of murdering the Empress and conspiring to abduct her daughter Emily, the royal heir. Now locked away in Coldridge Prison, the time of your execution draws near. Yeah, just a reminder, and thank you, BD Gray. Even though I have played this before, and some of you have played this before, I should deactivate the blind command. It's not a blind playthrough, but avoid story spoilers. Lots of people have not seen this. It's a good story. Please don't spoil it for anyone. If you do, you'll probably get purged. If you keep doing it, you'll probably get timed out. So, avoid the story spoilers. You're welcome to offer me gameplay tips, because I have done this before.
Let's give the man some time to think. Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the truth.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak, and that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall.
Someone always has to take the fall, huh?
Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Just a second. We'll talk a little more about how we're gonna do this. Just a sec. Can't remember if there's more
You should eat, Corvo.
cutscene dialogue.
Comes from a friend.
Okay, so real quick, again, tips and spoilers. Please no story spoilers for the people who haven't seen this before. I will be happy to read some of the books I stumble across. I have played the game before on normal. I did not do a completely pacifist playthrough, and I don't think I'm gonna try to be completely pacifist. Hailtastica, I will probably, it'll lean that way. It'll lean that way. I'm not trying to do a chaos playthrough, but not completely non-lethal. I think that would be an extra struggle for me. I'd like to not have to worry about perfect stealth and no deaths, not killing anyone. You can, but you gotta restart a lot of sequences. If you screw stuff up, you end up restarting a lot of missions and sequences trying to get no kills. So I've raised the difficulty to hard. I played it on normal before. I think a mix is gonna be better. It will lean. We're gonna get the good ending. We're gonna get the good ending is very likely what I call the good ending, as opposed to the darker one. The lighter ending, shall we say that? But I love reading things. Cool Lavelli, what can we call you? What shall we? You have a nickname. I would love to read stuff. I love reading lore in games when it's good lore. I don't remember how much of it I read before, but I will keep an eye out for it. In terms of tips, since I've played it before, you are welcome to offer gameplay tips, but I would still prefer that you get in the habit of asking. In general, in this channel, if you want to offer tips, just ask me if you can. Jay, I've got a tip. Can I give you a tip? There's something you're missing. Can I tell you? Just ask first, and I will probably tell you yes. In this case, I will almost certainly tell you yes. I will probably need some tips to do it well on a hard playthrough. I played on normal in about 15 hours. We've got however long we can go today. Will the stream be 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours? I can't tell you. It has to do with whether or not my internet holds up. Kid Hero, you're almost done with the game. I hope you enjoy it. Laukinis, welcome. Welcome to all, and everyone out there lurking. Cheers, I hope you have a great time. Dishonored is a fantastic game. A lot of atmosphere. A good story. Very interesting, creepy, deceptive characters all around. And fantastic art. We all start with innocence, but the world leads us to guilt. Nope, we're not on a timer here. We've got a 12-hour stream tomorrow, and if the game's not finished, there's no rush. We can We can start Unity a little later. We're coming back to Assassin's Creed Unity on Tuesday. If for some reason Dishonored isn't finished, we'll finish Dishonored then. But we're not on any timer other than my internet provider pulling the plug. So, also have the DLC. We've got Knife of Dunwall and Brigmore Witches after the story. So the game could be anywhere from, this playthrough could be anywhere from 18 to 30 hours. I really don't know. It's gonna depend. Why is my face black and white? That is why. I just sort of like it. Letter from a friend. Read the message. Corvo. Who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here is the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. Laukinis, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. Good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. A friend. Not kidding when he says run. When he says run, after the explosives go off in a little while here, I made the mistake my first couple attempts to play the game of not running and trying to fight through that. He means it when he says run.
Hey, I heard you got eaten alive at cards. Blow off.
No, I'm actually good. I'm not blocking the stealth indicator. Or there it is. You can see it right next to my head. There's our stealth indicator. Very important. Kid Hero, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome aboard. Liftoff. By the way, I make no claims about being good at this game. I made it through in 15 hours on normal. Haven't played it in, I don't know, a year or two? Certainly before I started streaming on Twitch. And as much as I enjoy stealth games, there's going to be a lot of fail. And hopefully a victory in the end. So this will not be a pacifist playthrough, neither am I trying to kill everyone. I will probably try to stealth, avoid combat. I will end up in some fights, some people are gonna die. But my goal is not to slaughter everyone, nor to avoid it.
So many people are coming to the execution tomorrow.
I shouldn't be here. Now I'm gonna die for nothing.
Down at Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter.
But have our blade. We don't have any powers yet.
Right. Social
There's our
mighty.
little parry block.
Lord Protector get his head chopped off.
I don't belong there. I never did nothing. She lied. Tell Slackjaw I'm in here. He's gotta get me out.
Attention. The solitary wing.
Assassinations and non-lethal takedowns with a sword in hand. Assassinate an unaware enemy, pressing the trigger, or approach an unaware enemy from behind and use the bumper to perform a non-lethal takedown. That's going to be the first goal.
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
And moving bodies is important here. People will notice bodies.
Let me out. I've got 3 days before they
Apparently he saw that. Hey, still... yeah, what are the odds I'm not going to get seen?
I know you're somewhere around here.
Maybe a little better than I thought. You'll do what? You'll do what?
Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. There ain't no way I'd steal from the Boyle family. I just
Having turned the difficulty up to hard, I don't know how much more aware they are. It's going to take me, I'm sure, a while to get used to it. I don't even remember how aware they were on normal, let alone how aware they are on hard. But, I'll make some attempt to move bodies.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Rats are a running theme in this game. Not only is there a rat plague, but physically the rats that exist in the game are important and dangerous sometimes. Darth, it's pretty damn hard on hard. Well, hopefully I won't feel compelled to drop the difficulty. I hate doing that. I resist doing that. I'd rather bang my head on a wall than do that. But it's not out of the question. If it becomes a real struggle. But we'll see. So, Kid Hero, what's your experience with the game?
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits.
Sokolov's Health Elixir.
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Yep, intro level. We're in the prison still. Approach the ledge and hold A to climb. Tin of potted whale meat. We're gonna be eating a lot of whale meat and brined hagfish. The food in this game is so tasty. Keep in mind, this is a whaling city. It's not only surrounded by water, but it is sustained by a whaling industry. Coin of 5. Tin of potted whale meat. Ratchet jellied eels. Jellied eels, my favorite. Unbreakable door. You can look through keyholes. Is this Deadpool? You're not allowed to be a security guard if you don't know how to scratch your balls. That's fine, you can be a woman. You still gotta scratch your balls. Sorry, it's a rule. Guard, what's happening? I could have pickpocketed him rather than knocking him out. Either way, I gotta take the key. Where would we put his body anyways? I don't know who would or wouldn't see it, so... sort of a moot point.
Attention. The solitary wing is off.
You love the powers? I like the simple powers. I like the blink, which is so important.
Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Entrobot, you don't. You're stuck here, Entrobot. Sorry, you're screwed. Entrobot wants to know, how do I get out of this chicken shit outfit? Lord Protector. Lord Protector, Perihelions. I think you asked before, I think a couple people answered. We are Corvo. We are the Lord Protector. It is our job to take care of the Empress, protect her life. We were away on a mission. We came back at the end of our mission, gathering information, and we're reporting to the Empress when the Empress was attacked. Despite our best efforts, the Empress was killed, and now everyone blames us, her protector, her guardian, for her murder. And we are currently in jail. We have been given some assistance as we try to break out of the prison. So we went from being the most respected of the guards to an imprisoned and dishonored guard. Hence the name.
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
We are not a political entity, Perihelions. We are a guard. We are a guard.
Patching it through.
Smokin' Dank, thank you for the host. What's up, Shamrock Mike? Hello. It didn't abuse the terminology. They use their own. It's fictional. It's not abusive if they use it the way they want to use it. It's their own story. What are you talking about? They can use Lord Protector however they want. They can call us Bob. They can call us Clown. They can call us whatever. Duty Officer's Report. Corvo's interrogation. Corvo Atano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves, follow their orders without hesitation, and keep the torturer under control. If Corvo dies in his hands, instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next. Now, they have a lot of terminology for the different roles in this city and in their political body, but you shouldn't expect it to align with anything in the real world. It is what it is, not what we already have. Empty bottle. What do you think we do with empty bottles? Throw objects to attract attention. Perhaps someone can start filling in some more of these pieces for perihelions, or for anyone who wants to know. I'm going to focus a little bit more on where I'm at here now. Clockwork explosive. There's a book, The Trials of Aptitude. Excerpt from a book on the esoteric practices of the Abbey. And as suggested, I might have done it anyways, I'm so inclined, but they're not too long and they are interesting, so I'm probably going to read all of these. We will find multiple copies of books, so I might put some down that you haven't heard me read because I read them earlier, but at least now we're going to start from scratch. The Trials of Aptitude. Once a child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination is supported by cosmological conditions and other signs ongoing throughout the year. PC, I gotta update the command, actually. Hello, Kaylee. Thank you for the reminder, even if that wasn't your intent. Command, let me get this out of the way. I'll read this in a second. Command, edit, now. Dishonored, PC. DLC to follow. Yeah, this is on PC. I'm playing with an Xbox One controller now. Okay, at the end of this cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which of the children will become overseers and which must be put down. Does the game have an RPG element? Yeah, Mike, it does. You upgrade skills that you choose to upgrade. In that sense, it does. You are Corvo. You don't make your own character. You don't shape the core story so much other than by some decisions about whether you kill a lot or at all. And then, I don't want to spoil it, but there are story assassinations, which in theory, you can avoid the assassinations. You can do other things. But I say any more than that and it would be spoilery.
You hear Morris was dragged off by the Overseers? Some black magic nonsense.
I don't need shit from you.
The first room I'm particularly likely to screw up.
Stupid goddamn.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
My second time playing Mike. First time on hard, second time playing. It's been a long time. I played this quite a while ago. I don't know about that guy, how he's gonna... Can I even set this down without making noise? Let's find out. I'm gonna drop this. It'll probably screw things up. No, drop was silent. Drop was silent. Good. Ah, nice. I set him down on the bottle. How do you like that? Cool.
Attention.
Busted the bottle.
Wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary
When I
wing
get some
must
more
be scheduled
time
in
coming up, I'm going to end up making some tweaks to the drink commands. I'm not exactly sure how, but I see people getting a little confused about which is which and how they work, and some people have it, but
You little bastard.
I'll be thinking about it. Oh, shit. Okay, so we can start the level over again, or we allow that to happen.
For the watch.
Let me practice the timings. You just put your enemy off balance by blocking with perfect timing. So you get a lethal counterattack. I didn't want that, but I also don't want to just start over the level. I'm not dead set on this being a non-lethal playthrough. We've picked up some of Sokolov's elixirs. And they do a good job of healing. Pretty sensitive alerts, though. Start it over. Well, if you're going for non-lethal, that's exactly what happens. You can spend all this time stealthing through a level, screw one thing up, have no choice but to kill, and then you basically have to restart the entire level. So, of course, Abigail. Of course. Just restart at the checkpoint. If you want. If I were dead set on it being non-lethal, I would. But you can get the lighter ending with a great number of kills, actually. Garth says, you could go for a ghost playthrough to not get detected. I could play this game for the rest of 2016. That's what I'm hearing you say. Do you know what it would take me to do a ghost playthrough of this game? I don't. But it would be a hell of a thing.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Yeah, you can get the lighter ending with a great number of kills. As you said, you might have 50-something kills and still get the light ending. It's not unreasonable. I think they recognize, the developers recognize, that perfect stealth is hard for a lot of people. And if they restricted the light ending to people who could achieve perfect stealth, that would be pretty fucking cruel. Whoa. Hey, no! Ah, frack. So that was weird. He should have seen me immediately. He didn't. I thought I might be able to grab him in time. If you choke the guy and pull the trigger, you can drag him into the shadows. What do you mean, choke him and pull the trigger? Oh, you're saying while choking, you can choke and drag? Not sure if I have or haven't done that. Denza, one thing you dislike about the non-lethal is the game is that sometimes you literally need to babysit the bodyguards so the rats won't kill them. That counts as a kill. Huh. I didn't remember that. Yeah, it's things like that that I think would make it a frustrating playthrough if I made that a goal. I will attempt to be reasonably non-lethal. buddy on the second level. I don't know how far out he walks. Oh, far enough. He walks out far enough. Yeah, they have carnivorous rats that carry a plague. The rats will kill you, potentially will kill enemies. Yeah, rats are a big deal, as I was saying. When I'm in a better spot, I will try to practice what you were saying, try to drag him, because I don't remember dragging before. Picking up and carrying, yes. Dragging, I don't recall. I will be looking for a safer opportunity to practice that. Well, that's a good idea. Put sleeping guards on high ground trash bins. Yes, exactly. Black Death on steroids. It's a good way to put it.
Stupid goddamn. Dublin son of Marlon God.
How could it be worse than the Black Death? Because they'll kill you before the disease gets a chance to, and if they don't, then the Black Plague will get you. So it's the worst of both worlds. If the rats don't chew you to bits, the disease will get you next. That's why it's worse. It could be. Kid Hero. I haven't played this in a while, and I've only played it once, so I'm no expert. Now, do you remember what the first note said when we were in the prison? After you plant the explosives, run. I could be running already. But I'm hoping to make a cleaner break for it.
Help me look for him.
In just a moment. You've escaped Coldridge Prison with the help of hidden allies. If you can reach the Wrenhaven River, they promise to aid you in your next move. On your first try, Densa, right on. I certainly didn't. Obviously not today, but even before on normal, definitely had a couple encounters.
Use some kind of explosive to blast his way out. That doesn't happen by accident.
You think he had help?
So yes, you can kill individual rats, eventually groups of rats. You can't just swing your sword and effectively deal with swarms of rats. It's a little more complicated than that. Note from a friend. Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear and find Samuel, where these tunnels dump out into the river. He will bring you to us. A friend who will meet you soon.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan.
Awesome. Kid Hero, you gonna play and watch? Enjoy. Enjoy.
You never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3-1 in the practice yard. In a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
Now what do you think, Parahelians? Now what do you think? Totally harmless, right? Yeah, 1 rat is fine. 20 rats, you better pay attention. Dunwall Water District, main drain. Rats everywhere. Here, I'll just to show you. That's what they did in about 6 seconds to a fresh corpse. Totally safe. Totally safe. Breath meter. Damien's journal. Amanda and I had only enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We're very sick, and there's no place above to hide from the City Watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district. We'll stay here and share the last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away, but they'll inherit this city. Damien. Warning, possible sewage overflow during heavy rain. Yeah, the art in this game is really well done. Even if it's dark and dingy, there's absolutely nothing simple or bland about it. When you think about it, it's all very carefully put together, extremely atmospheric, and appropriate for what they're doing. Troy, how you doing? Troy, you ready for tomorrow? Been a lot of birthdays this past week and coming up in the next couple weeks. Troy's got a birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday, just in case we don't see you tomorrow, Troy. Happy birthday, my man. I can't actually remember what you said about the Coldplay show. Is it actually tomorrow or is it coming up? This is how it often goes on Twitch. I can ask a question I want the answer to, get the answer and not see the answer. Especially when chat's hopping. But I remember asking you and I don't remember what you said, man.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies in the carts headed to the flooded district? Yeah. Screw that.
July 30th. July 30th. Sweet.
Catch the plague, do you?
Gotcha.
No. Doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe.
So you got a little while to wait.
Dump them down there. The rats.
There's a little lesson on the rat plague. I'm not gonna wait around to learn the lesson the hard way. Let's keep the rats busy. It's the day before an anniversary, your 23rd. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's gonna be a great show.
Attention, Dunwall citizen. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair
Does your wife like Coldplay too, or is she just mostly doing it because you do? Or
has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered.
climb chains by jumping onto them or pressing X when near. Rat skewer. Rat skewers are so yummy. Kid Hero, your birthday is July 6th. Right on. You got a little ways to go. Jump off. Whole family's fans. Sweet. Oh, okay. That, I don't know, it didn't really hurt my health. That was a rotten pear. And as you might imagine, you don't really want to eat the rotten food. There will be repercussions. You gotta pay a little attention to what you're picking up. You can't quite go full-on Booker and just stuff your face with everything. Although, I guess Booker has to deal with rotten food too, now that I think for another second about it. But who really pays attention to that stuff in BioShock? Please spin your blade. Remind me, spin my blade. What spins the blade? That changes. Oh, that's my stealth stance. Spin the blade. Keep sheathing it. Keep sheathing it. Keep sheathing it. Do I have to be standing to get the animation you're looking for? I want to say I can picture that, spinning the blade, but I don't think I've ever triggered that on purpose. Really, just sheath it and it'll eventually spin? You got me, man. You got me. Make sure to check for traps. There's so many things I'm going to have forgotten. It should be really interesting. Read that in a second. Like traps, like that. Traps like that. And there's one in... Oh, I can jump all the way up there. Yeah, there were traps right beneath here. There was a tripwire. Hold something. We got a lot of time to get there. Hold A. Alright, let me pull it out. Let's see what happens. Let's hold jump. That is sheathing the weapon. What if I attack and hold? No. Hold that. No. It feels like he's spinning it when he's changing posture, but I don't think that's what you're looking for. Come back to that. We'll come back to that. If anybody wants to look up precisely what it is so that we can see the blade spin, go for it. Otherwise, I really don't want to sit here button mashing trying to spin the blade. We're going to have plenty of time to do that. Beady Gray, you got to go. Thank you. All good. You have a good one, man. We'll see you later. Catch you in Discord later, if nothing else. Projectile launcher. Disarm and loot. Launcher disarm. So if we had set off the tripwire here, which I should be able to walk through now, it would have been shot with the projectile. So Kid Hero, there is no music in this channel. We actually do have a bot that plays music off of YouTube in the Discord chat, but no, I don't stream music here in the channel. Game music. We've got game ambience and game music. I am neither interested in having other music clash with the games I play. Also, there are a lot of issues when you let people pick music in a live stream. It gets messy. Some people get very trolly, and none of that adds to the stream, in my opinion. So, no, we don't do music here. The biggest issue of all is copyright. I upload all my streams to YouTube. Twitch will mute streams that have copyright flagged music, and YouTube will just flag them. So we don't do that here. But if you do hang out with us in the Discord chat off stream, I just got the bot set up. We've got a music channel for it. We're getting a lot of playlists in there right now. And so there is a lot of music to be had, and you can make requests and set up your own playlists and share them with everyone there. To the Lord Protector. Greetings, Corvo. Or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire, and of the true Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel, near where these tunnels spill into the Wrenhaven River. All haste and luck, we share a common purpose. Special equipment. Oh, my bad. I do have a YouTube. It's Entropic JTV, you can find on YouTube. Getting upwards of, I think there's nearly 700 videos up there. A couple thousand hours of stuff already. I get all the full VODs up there, but also highlights. Oh, there was that spin. There was that spin when he put it away. There it is. Yeah, so that's actually not an uncommon animation. I guess I just had to have the crossbow. He wasn't doing the blade spin until I picked up that blade. That must be it. The sword that I had from the prison isn't Corvo's blade. There's the answer. There's the answer, right there. We couldn't get it because I had the wrong weapon. We just weren't far enough in. Troy, thank you, Troy. Awesome. Smoke and Dank, thank you. That's it! That's the spin! You're pretty good. Press B to slide while sprinting. Crossbow. Now try spinning the blade. Okay, fantastic. I will see if he does something additional with it. Jelly. Are you Jelly? Jelly. Case you're too daft to remember. Obviously. Look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey. Got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, I'll come back for it next month. So is there something beyond that? Is there an additional spin? Because it looks like it's the same one. And it's awesome. It's just gonna happen all the time. We'll be seeing lots of it. Look to your whiskey for the answer. Combination required. To your whiskey for the answer. Got an incendiary bolt. Ah, gotcha. No, it's all good. Fantastica, it's all good. Whiskey for the answer. I vaguely remember something about figuring that out, but it's not clear in my head, so I may or may not figure it out here. I don't want to dwell on it too much. To your whiskey for the answer. But where's the whiskey with the secret? Is it ahead or behind? I don't remember.
Won't get past me, sir.
Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
Processed whale oil.
And try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
And by the way, you're welcome to... As I said, if you want to offer gameplay tips, that's okay. But in general, I still prefer if you ask, can I offer you a tip? For example, if you said, Jay, can I tell you where the combo is? I'd probably say yes, because it's not really a big deal. It's certainly not a spoiler, so... Just an example. Loplipop, welcome back. How you doing?
come here to die sometimes in the dark. Just slip into the water, don't come out.
There was a sign on the ground floor in the corner. Actually, I just progressed, so kind of missed my opportunity here. Whoops. We have a crossbow,
Deep it is.
but at this point it's lethal. I don't think I have any tranq bullets, so. Right on, Troy. Right on. So does it count as a kill if you knock out a body and then throw them in the water? I'm just curious. I assume it would. I mean, it should. I don't know if it does. We've escaped the prison. Mike, we're in the sewers. Reminder, I'm not going for any particular kind of playthrough. It does. Thank you, Densa. It does. Not trying to be completely non-lethal.
Huh? What the fuck?
Because you see how easy it is, at least on this difficulty, to get spotted. Do we really want to roll back to a checkpoint every time that happens? He didn't actually spot me completely.
Ha! You little bastard. You won't stay hidden for long.
But he knows something's up. It's not really a good hiding spot here. If I still had a bottle, I could create a distraction. More predictably get behind him.
Find you hagfish. I'll find you.
It is. It's very,
Assassin, help!
very
Got
steampunk.
you now. Take it. Watch it.
Okay. So, shall we do? I don't mind rolling back to a checkpoint here. Or just taking a death. Did he drown? Who? The guy I threw in the water? Yeah. Well, that was my question too, because they should drown. Actually, get another chance to go for the.
Won't get past me, sir.
You said there was a
You know who we're hunting here?
something on the ground, something on the ground that I could read. Alt, authorized personnel. Said back in the corner that there was a sign on the ground, maybe with the combo. Remember the whiskey. The Lord Regent is a shriveled prick and a liar. Bottle Street. All right, Eva. Maybe there's something back here. Let's double check back here. Maybe it was back here. Oh. Oh well, oh well. Yeah, I want to say I did find that once, wherever that combo is, but not needing to make it a priority.
Smells like a dead weeper in here.
Once before, a normal couple years ago.
They come here to die sometimes in the dark. Slip into the water, don't come out.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the sequel as well. the sequel to this game, Mike.
Wonder how deep it is.
The sequel to Dishonored.
Can't see the bottom.
Coming out this year. It is scheduled for release this year, isn't it? Oh, drop assassination tutorial. I probably should. Drop on an enemy from above. Press the trigger before landing, just before landing, to perform a drop assassination. You won't take any damage from the fall. Oh, crap. How do you like that? I was in the middle of choking him when I went to the screen. I made a point of holding the bumper before releasing the screen. It didn't make a difference. The stealth, the grapple, the choke, it dropped. It dropped. It dropped. So I won't be doing this throughout the game. I'm not trying to perfect stealth it. But, is he really gonna call everybody on the level? God. Alright, he didn't alert the whole level, so we'll go with that.
Hey, I heard you got eaten alive at cards.
Another night, another patrol with you.
Can we switch to a choke without dropping a bottle? No. Gotta drop the bottle first. Noted.
Who's that? What happened? Whacked in the head?
Yeah, whacked in the head.
I know you're somewhere around here. He's here.
Help! Help!
Oh, he's still alive.
You gotta blow.
Stealth is pretty hard no matter the difficulty, yeah. And what I don't want to do is spend the entire playthrough rolling back to checkpoints, which would be required for me to get through a pure stealth play. I'm not trying to play it that fast and loose. I'll attempt to stay in stealth and be non-lethal, but I will accept my fate as we go through this. Accept my fate and accept my failures. Warning, possible sewage overflow.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence
Over here. Quickly, I'm a friend. I'm Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. Well, they said you'd come out here. I could still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
All right, old man, let's go. Richie Hollis, it's not going to be high chaos. Not going to be high chaos. This was a poor start. Overall chaos, see? Low so far. It will probably not be high chaos. So I hope that's not really a disappointment. I'm certainly not aiming for high chaos. Last time when I played on normal, it took me about 15 hours and I still got the low chaos ending. With a great number of deaths. As other people have. You can have dozens and dozens and dozens of kills and still get a low chaos ending. Separate check marks for didn't kill anyone or ghost, never detected. Coins, runes. The Hound Pits Pub. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalists' inner circle to learn what they have in mind.
This is the Hound Pits Pub, closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Welcome to home base, the Hound Pits Pub. Mission clues. Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from Coldridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. How big is the map? We don't have a... Do we even get a real map of sorts here? Can't remember what the map is like. If there's a map, I don't really recall. But the levels are big and varied and very vertical. Once you get your blink and a lot of your tools, you can not only traverse the map like this, but there's a lot of vertical space you can choose to use or not use. But you'll see as we go along. We got... we are but at the tip. Just the tip.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them.
No real map. I couldn't remember.
Really killed the Empress.
Thank you, Darth. Samuel
I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet you. It wasn't easy getting you here.
Welcome to the Hound Pit Pub, sir. How may I help?
Hello, sir. I am Wallace, and this is Cecilia. We have been informed of your arrival and will do our best to stay out of your way while you conduct your business.
Yes. Lydia's a servant here as well.
Open levels more than open world. You're certainly not on rails, but the levels are very spacious. Open world as a term gets... more and more it gets misused. Or at least the definition is becoming more fluid. What is open world? Well, things are often called open world when you have a lot of freedom on a level that is expansive. As opposed to complete freedom to go anywhere. I mean, people like to say that the world map in a Final Fantasy game and the freedom to go from city to city, an old Final Fantasy game, makes that sort of open world. But it's always been a very misused term. Final Fantasy games, classic ones, are far more linear than people like to admit. There are parts of the map you can't progress to until such and such has happened. You may have the freedom to go back to old locations, but really there's a sequence of events and locations that you need to progress through. Cannot kill the rat plague. Daniel Metal, what's going on? Procyon, how are you? Too many people who have not been inducted into the School of Deus Ex. I'll have to get that on the schedule sometime. And second, not my first playthrough. Played once before, a couple years ago.
So it's starting at last, Admiral.
I'll have to get Deus Ex on the schedule. What do you think? Start with Human Revolution? Just go right to Human Revolution?
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the... We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Piero's
That beer,
as much an artist
the
as a
static
finisher.
beer.
He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
Good way to put it, Procyon. And I have not played the Deus
Good to
Ex
have you with
games,
us.
but from what I understand,
Nothing against the others, but
that
there's no
rings
substitute
true.
for a man who's
Large levels, freedom of movement, multiple approaches, emergent play combined with a strong narrative and atmosphere. Certainly is
Have you talked to
Dishonored.
Piero yet? He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coleridge Prison. Go
Fine
see
then.
him when you can.
You don't even want me to walk around the bar yet. Fine then. Fine. Be that picky.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear.
We'll get more
All
freedom in the
custom.
level shortly.
And you,
They're still
I will create the tools of a
telling us what's up.
assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
Second solution. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. Welcome back, Dan. In case you missed it before, you asked if this was my first playthrough. It is my second playthrough. I played it a couple years ago on normal. This will be my first time on hard. I remember much of the story, some of the mechanics, and probably none of the secrets or solutions. I probably will have to be playing each level from scratch. I won't have a memory of where to go and what to do. Maybe from one moment to the next I might remember things, but let's assume I remember nothing. Nothing. Low chaos. Low chaos. Not ghost. Not pacifist. But low chaos. So, definitely not aiming for high chaos. I suppose it could end up that way, but I managed a low chaos with quite a number of kills before. Crispy Critters, the answer is just above you. Yep. Or do I really not care? I do care. Yeah, I do care. How are you doing, Crispy Critters? It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy. A name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties, not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, for you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, the crass goo better suited for livestock, the subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Piero's request is denied. Piero, no. I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals in Gristol? King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the Academy everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they are absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruin, so no one is going to miss any of the old crap that you seem to need. Odd crap that you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Star chart, Southern Skies. We'll come back to that book in a second. There's a lot of reading materials. They're good, they're not too long. I will probably read most, if not all of them. But they will also repeat, so there will be times when I'll pick something up, recognize it, and then not read it.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at
That's the health bar.
depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time and then observe them for years if need be to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
Whale oil, refilling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank, lock it into the correct configuration. Using the lever, we'll begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly, for once. Excerpt from The Founder of the Greaves Whalehouse by Ebenezer Greaves. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Iceman, you're not taking off yet, are you? Are you? I know Like an hour and a half? You taking off in an hour and a half? We got 3 books here. Whale Vivisection. If you're squeamish, you may not like this one. Excerpt from the notes of a natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female some 42 feet in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the mass of tentacles around her mouth. Within I found row upon row of teeth, and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. So, Dan, coming back to your question, I have not played Knife of Dunwall or Brigmore Witches yet. So when we get to the DLC, those will be blind. I mentioned that when people were asking. Yeah, no spoilerinos, please. No story spoilers for the main game as well, even though I've played it. There are a lot of people here who have not, so please don't spoil the story for anyone. We will purge comments with story spoilers. And if you're doing it on purpose, something further than that. But especially DLC. Definitely have not played the DLC. Excerpt from a manual on new City Watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the Dead Counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any Dead Counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting with the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. This is not the remaster. This is the original PC version with the DLC purchased separately. I had gotten Knife of Dunwall, but not played it, and I finally picked up Brigmore Witches for this playthrough. But not only has not everyone played the DLC, not everyone here has played the game. In general, no story spoilers for the current game. Whatever we're playing, story spoilers for the games we're playing are off the table. There's always someone who hasn't played it. And we're all in this together, so it'd be nice not to... in a perfect world, we would never spoil anything for everyone, and it's not a perfect world, but we'll do the best we can. Excerpts from a series of lectures on natural philosophy by Piero Joplin. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs. Of course! Why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We're all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates? Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon, or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. It's good, right? The dialogue and lore, the story bits already here at the introduction are still solid.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Just get perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally?
Not yet.
Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Yes, let's have a look. First, look at the upgrade screen. So we collect coins on each level. Each level has a fixed number of coins available, just like it has certain other collectibles, runes, things that we'll talk about and get there. But in each level, you could potentially collect everything, and you're unlikely to collect everything if you're not extremely dedicated. We're not going to be able to buy everything, but there are consumables and upgrades. Grenades, rewired tools. There'll be more things on this screen. Right now we can get crossbow bolts and sleep bolts. Since even as I know I will get in fights, this will be my primary crossbow bolt. It'll be sleep bolts. Am I paying 30 for each? 30 for each, huh? Oh, that's harsh. Okay, let's, can't remember if the cost comes down, but that's pretty expensive, 30 a bolt. Nevertheless, we're gonna want those bolts. I may just keep them stocked up. Weapon upgrades, equipment upgrades, and then there'll be other things that aren't from Piero. Equipment upgrades. Mask optics allows you to magnify your view. Very important. Do I have long hair? I do. I do have long hair. Daniel, you can't see it too well here. Doesn't look like it's that long, but you just asked if I have long hair. Short answer is yes. We'll just go with that. Yes, I have long hair. Procyon, this little pre-mission equipment screen is an inheritance from Thief, who had the same process of collecting loot and then spending it on useful tools. I tried to play the new Thief. I had not played the old ones. Hey, Rummy. King Bob! Welcome, Bob. How are you? Oh, how's work going? How's work going, Rummy? Bob, welcome. We're still at the beginning here, Bob. I can't remember. Have you seen Dishonored before? Played it or seen it? This is really the beginning. We were the protector of the Empress. We came back from a mission at the wrong time for us and the right time for a group of conspirators. The Empress was assassinated and we were blamed. Thrown in prison, which we've escaped from with the help of a group that we are just now meeting. The Loyalists who want to see the Empress's daughter, Emily, put on the throne. Emily was kidnapped. And we are at the beginning, just learning what tools we've got. A work lunch, they bought you 2 drinks. Well, they should buy you more than 2 under the circumstances. Nice. Yeah, Daniel, Metal, I haven't cut my hair in 19 years, so it should be down to my feet, but it's curly, and my theory is it pulls out. The longer bits pull out in the shower. So that's why it's about the same length. My hair's down to about here when you pull it, not down to where you would think it is after 19 years of not having a haircut. Yeah, Darth, I couldn't get into the new Thief, and I hadn't played the old ones. I've tried twice, or maybe even 3 times, and never made it more than about an hour into the new Thief before I got bored. Maybe I'll play it on stream sometime. And commit to going through it. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Zoom's gonna be useful. Bone charm capacity. Bone charms are like, what would you call them? It's like a slot for an augment. You get bone charms that will augment your abilities. And you can have more augments at the same time if you have more bone charm lots capacity, bullet capacity, bolt capacity, grenade, and so forth. I think we want to go with optics for now. Don't do it? You mean don't play Thief again? Don't try to play Thief on stream. We'll see. We don't need to talk about that now. Corvo's pistol probably won't be doing upgrades for damage dealing weapons. For lethal weapons, I will probably not be upgrading lethal weapons. Combat sleep dart. Combat sleep darts. Generally, your crossbow is used in stealth to put people to sleep with sleep darts, but being able to do that in the middle of combat, so when you get spotted, being able to very quickly counter with a non-lethal ranged attack is very helpful. At some point, we're going to want that. Crossbow accuracy lowers dispersion and stabilizes crossbow aim, crossbow range. These are going to be super important, especially in a stealth playthrough, because if you need to move through a level, you may not have the same stealthy opportunities once you get very close to an enemy. Further away you can incapacitate them, the better. Anyway, mask optics. Let's start with that. We've got a zoom.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I'd like to look around for a while before I bed down.
Very well.
Sure. Go for it, Darth. Thank you for asking,
Let me know
too.
if you need anything more.
Read the Craftsman tutorial. Didn't actually come up, but not sure we needed to read the Craftsman tutorial after all. Ignore the comma. The comma was out of place. Talking about. Oh, you did it. You bought the optics. Yeah, gotta have the zoom. Gotta have the zoom. So our bed is up in here, but we can explore the level a little bit. We can't do that much because we don't have our blink and various things you need to traverse the landscape properly. We'll do a little bit. We'll run around a bit. I really don't want to rush this at all. I know I've got it on the schedule for today and tomorrow, and the game can be completed in 15 hours or less, a lot less than that. My first playthrough on normal anyways was 15 hours. We're going to be doing the DLC as well. Just to repeat, I figure this will be somewhere between 18 and 30 hours. So we may need Tuesday. We may need an additional stream, maybe even a 12-hour stream on Tuesday to finish this. And I have no plans of rushing. I know Undertale didn't get finished last night. By the way, if you're wondering what happened with Undertale, I will finish it off stream, probably with no camera, sometime, and upload it to YouTube. I was going to do it last night. I was going to do it this morning. But the time ran away. So Undertale is unfinished, but it will get finished. It will not get finished on stream. I was not having a good time. It was very stressful. It was even more stressful listening to all the people coming in, talking about how it was their favorite game, and just loving every moment of it while it was making me squirm. I thought it was a very charming, very clever game, but not actually that fun for me to play. So.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district.
You know what to use it for, right? Well, I'm not sure what you mean, Darth. I'm not sure what you mean. What, go ahead and you can say what you mean. What should I use it for that's using it right? You don't get it, Dan? You never had to use the optics? Why do you need the zoom? It makes noises, and do you really need glasses? You know, does it make noises that are audible to enemies, or just noises that we hear? I hear the noises. As it happens, I just like zooming in on things. In a beautiful environment, I'm going to want to see things up close. So, I will definitely be using the optics for no reason other than to look around, and hopefully, functionally. You use it as a zoom for the crossbow. I think I did. I presume I did as well.
Base and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
Dens has found the most important reason. Does it, Dan? The enemies can hear the noises it makes? Well, that should be more of an issue then on hard than it was on normal. I'll keep an eye out for that. Litany on the White Cliff. Excerpt from a series of Overseer invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say it to you, brothers. It is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd, for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they can whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
Lydia, oh Lydia.
Hi. You must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Are you hitting on me, Lydia?
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has spread downriver, as far as the river mouth and flooded district.
One day that tub might not be empty.
Destroy a river crust. Any items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
A Gaffer's Tale. I know it seems like there's a lot of books around right now, and there are, but we will start to see books again, and so at some point the reading will taper off as I try to find only new books to read. But right now, all the books are new. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Is there Volume 1 around? Hey, like that toilet. Oh, that's like a Mad Max toilet right there. The Young Prince of Tivia. That's what I said. That's what I said, Darth and Densa. That's what I said. Yeah, the tub won't be empty forever. Rummy, are you sure? Rummy, did you only have 2 drinks? Only 2 drinks, Rummy? Can you romance Lydia? What about the tub? Oh, you can totally romance the tub. Totally. Excerpt from a theater play. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothed so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Khalasar moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house! Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal! Prince Khalasar smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale gasping. Oh my, Khalasar, your skin is so warm, it burns. I'm not sure I got the tone of that right. Did that turn into a passionate moment at the end? Why? Oh, why? Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise, esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. Also known as a Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles, and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor, and watched his daughter take the throne, fair young empress that she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world, and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandisa. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter. Those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. She lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister. I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Lady Emily Caldwin was abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with
You don't really need to keyhole all these doors here, but I'm getting in the habit. I need to get in the habit.
Required to speak to the city watch at once.
As we move into actual levels, we will need to keyhole doors all the time.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs.
Tango for two.
Back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
An apricot tartlet. That's one of the tastier things you'll find.
There's something distinguished about you, Corvo.
Hey,
Is there
Pendleton.
nobility back in your family line?
Hush, Pendleton!
I wouldn't be surprised.
Pendleton, hush!
The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Havelock log. Entry 1. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Yarrow spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Did he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5. Thanks for the faith, Havelock. Read Gaffer's Tale Volume 2. Here's Volume 1, reading backwards. A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold, but beautiful white landscapes we had always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with the whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell. I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever freed my spirit so as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me, so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes. But she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Bad to have read those out of order. Admiralty and the fleet. Maybe I would sing instead of telling stories. Only I could sing. While each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Gristol, with its long proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Gristol, hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Gristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place, the industrial heart of the capital city. I enjoy reading this stuff out loud. It actually has, much of the time, it has more meaning for me. Yeah, I don't like yanking my earphones out, though. But, I have to make that decision very soon. I'm going to break in a couple minutes. I'm going to break in a couple minutes. For those of you who know what's coming when we take our first sleep, should I break before or after I rest in the bed? I'm thinking before. You'd come back, rest in the bed. It'll be a nice way to get things moving. And we're almost there. So maybe this is actually the time. Let me take a quick break. We're 2 hours in. Ideally, I'd like to play for another 6 or 7 hours today. It's just as likely we're only going to get 3. Depends on what happens with the internet. I mean, I had even considered turning this into a 24-hour stream, but before you get excited, my internet is not going to allow that. Is not going to allow that. The stream started having trouble at 5 o'clock my time yesterday and died completely by 7:30. So I am genuinely concerned about how long we're going to get today. So please bear with me. Please be patient with that. I'm trying so hard to be patient with my internet connection, which will not likely be fixed proper until April. It is damn near wrecking the stream sometimes. So, what are the odds of actually doing a 24-hour stream today? Very slim. If by some miracle I don't have internet troubles, I'll keep that in mind. But either way, we're going to be streaming Dishonored all day tomorrow and at least a few more hours today. So please hang around. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back. I need to get something to eat. Will it be frozen pizza? I'm not telling. But I will see you all real soon.